Hello and welcome to a new season of Arts 24. And we begin with a Paris exhibition celebrating one of ancient history's most iconic figures. The Mystery of Cleopatra is on show at the Arab World Institute, offering a fascinating look at the legendary Queen of Egypt. More than 250 works of art are on display, shedding light on the life and legacy of Cleopatra, who reigned from 51 to 30 BC. René Lefort and Olivia Salazar-Winspear bring us this report on why her image has captivated the world for over 2 millennia.
She's been glorified, demonized and mythologized.
Le peuple égyptien a gardé tout son génie.
Cleopatra has certainly made an impression on artists over the years.
With Cleopatra, what interests me are all the fictional things related to her that men have had to invent to a certain degree, because I think humans need these legends.
Painter Nazanin Pouyandé lives in exile in France while fighting for women's rights in the country of her birth. She sees the spirit of Cleopatra in many Iranian women.
Maybe it's the idea of being prepared to die for your freedom.
At the Arab World Institute in Paris, her painting, The Death of Cleopatra, features in a major exhibition about the last queen of Egypt.
I love it when there's tension between different elements. For example, beautiful women and death. What's strong in his painting is a theatrical dimension. They're made up, dressed up, as if they're acting out a scene. And we don't know whether the Cleopatra in the center of the picture is dead or asleep.
Cleopatra's mysterious death and legendary beauty have inspired many artists. For the Romans, she's the femme fatale who led Julius Caesar and Mark Antony astray. Shakespeare put her at the centre of his 17th century drama, Antony and Cleopatra. Sarah Bernhardt immortalised her on stage in the 19th century, and Elizabeth Taylor made her a cinematic icon.
You have not been dismissed. You are now.
Her image has been used in advertising and haute couture, but Cleopatra wasn't simply a villain or a temptress.
Cleopatra is a three-dimensional woman. She was a leader, a head of state, a woman who resisted the Romans' attempt to colonize her country for 20 years. She used every means at her disposal, military means, strategy, and seduction. She succeeded. For those who are familiar with the historical context, she embodies this capacity for resistance. She managed to espouse contemporary feminist values.
A statue of Cleopatra at the moment of her death opens the exhibition. The end is marked with a seat made of bronze.
We end the exhibition with Cleopatra's empty throne, created by the Franco-American black sculptor Barbara Chase Ribou, who presents us with this empty throne because it is filled with all the Cleopatras in the world, including the one you hold in your heart.
There are indeed multiple versions of this ancient monarch. Cleopatra's final resting place is still a mystery, while her legend remains alive and well.
And the Cleopatra exhibition is on at the Arab World Institute. Next then, the Arles Photography Festival is on in the south of France, and it continues to push the boundaries of visual storytelling this year with a striking exhibition that bridges cultures, disciplines and generations. The show, called A Conversation Piece, brings together two towering figures of contemporary art: Ufan, a Japanese artist of South Korean origin, and Michelangelo Pistoletto, an Italian pioneer celebrated for his socially engaged practice. France 24's Louise Dupont sat down with Michelangelo in Arles to talk about their creative dialogue.
The relationship between Lee Ufan and me is based on the need for people to live together. He makes a mark on the canvas, and I transform the mark into a mirror. And in the mirror, it is the human figure that is seen. We come to see a combination in which the mark and the figure become a kind of reflection of the mind.
Devient une sorte de sensation de l'esprit.
Your works are very different, as we can see here, but they share the same relationship to space, to emptiness, and to the viewer. Tell us a little more about this artistic and visual conversation between your works.
We brought our traditions here, different traditions. So Li Ufan has an Eastern tradition and I have a Western tradition. These traditions were very distant, but little by little they have grown closer. And today, the world with its different cultures must come together so society can be renewed as a whole.
Ufan and Michelangelo Pistoletto also share the same convictions and have the same view of our consumer society.
Today's world is marked by climate change, mass consumption, and ongoing conflicts. Our approach with Michelangelo Pistoletto is to invite the viewer to take a step back. Faced with this logic of production and overconsumption, we offer something else. We draw attention to what is absent, to the void, to what is not produced. Our work consists of making the viewer stop and think, so that, through our works, everyone can rethink their relationship to the world.
The earth is burning because we are sacrificing it to technology and progress. We wage wars for possession. We must ensure the possession no longer means building something by destroying something else, whether it be nature or human beings.
Just a word about these works that surround us, these famous mirrors that occupy a central place in your work as an artist. Tell us why you like working with this material, with mirrors.
I set out to find myself by looking in the mirror, to paint my self-portrait. But I transformed the canvas into a mirrored surface. And at that moment, I saw that I was no longer alone in the painting. A whole world had entered my self-portrait. My work is a self-portrait of each of us, and at the same time of everyone together. And that is humanity. Society stands before the mirror, before itself, with the responsibility to understand itself, to create itself, and to transform itself. So it is the mirror that allows us to know ourselves, to know who we are, to work on ourselves.
You are one of the leading figures of an artistic movement called Arte Povera, which originated in Italy, your home country, in the 1960s. It took the form of simple, socially engaged art, a return to so-called poor materials such as mirrors, fabrics and wood. Do the ideas of Arte Povera still resonate in our societies today? And if so, how?
The concept of Arte Povera is not one of scarcity, of poverty as a lack of something. It is the essentials, poor in the sense of the essential. It is no longer just consumption, the product, large-scale artificial production, that has led us now to having a quantity of rags, plastic and physical structures that are placing nature beneath all artificiality. Artificial things must be able to be created in balance with nature.
You founded the Città dell'Arte in Italy, a place where art plays a role in economy and education. Why do you think it is important for art and creation to address these issues?
I created Città dell'Arte, the city of art in Biella, Italy, to connect art with all sectors of society. Whether it be culture, politics, economics, religion, education, architecture, fashion, everything that makes up society must be regulated by art. Therefore, it is art that takes on the responsibility of combining all the elements of social life.
Your commitment to peace, intercultural dialogue, and sustainability has earned you a nomination for the Nobel Peace Prize. What does this recognition mean to you?
The possibility that the work I have been doing for decades is recognized is an opportunity to show that artists can offer a vision of a balanced society that transcends everything that has been attempted before without success. I think that with an artistic constitution of the world, we can really achieve peace, and everyone must participate. But we need direction. Here it's art that shows the way to peace.
C'est l'art qui prend la direction pour la paix.
That exhibition is on in Arles until October. We're going to leave you now with an exhibition of one of the most subversive designers of our time, Rick Owens. The show Temple of Love at Paris's Palais Galliera features over 100 silhouettes, never-before-seen archives and works of art by the American artist who's lived in Paris for more than 20 years. It's on until January. Thanks for your company. There's more news coming up on France 24 after this.